Unit 2, Reading 2.
This is Why You're Addicted to Your Phone by Nick Arnold. In 2015, Max Stossel, 28, had an awakening. He was a successful social media strategist working with major multinational companies. But that same year, he realized that some of the work he was doing wasn't actually in people's best interests. Stossel has since become a pivotal part of the Time Well Spent movement. It aims to align technology with our human values. Time Well Spent was co-founded by the former Google product philosopher Tristan Harris. It is made up of a group of industry insiders, many of whom have worked for companies like Facebook and Snapchat, but have now aligned themselves with the movement in some way. Last year, Ofcom, the UK communications regulator, found that more than half of all Internet users in Britain feel they're addicted to technology. There's this idea that we're addicted to our phones and that we've done this to ourselves, says Stossel. That is just not true. Stossel explains that tech design is increasingly informed by behavioral psychology and neuroscience. Tristan Harris himself studied at Stanford's Persuasive Tech Lab, which describes itself as creating insight into how computing products can be designed to influence and change human behavior. The lab's website states, "Technology is being designed to change what we think and do." It gives several examples of this from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. When you understand neuroscience and you understand how to develop apps, you can essentially program the brain, Stossel says. There are thousands of people on the other side of your screens whose job it is to keep you as hooked as possible, and they've gotten very good at it. I ask Stossel just how good these people are. I control my notifications, not vice versa, I tell him. He asks a simple question. Do you feel at all stressed when your phone is out of reach and it buzzes? Yes. Figuring out how to capture my attention like that is, according to Stossel, the job of everybody in my industry. Broadly speaking, tech design seeks to take advantage of our brain's reward system, where dopamine activation leads to feelings of satisfaction and pleasure. Our brains are programmed to seek more of whatever gives us this pleasure, so much so that we crave it when we don't have it. The same system that makes us crave drugs or certain foods can also make us crave particular apps, games, sites, and devices. But Time Well Spent believes this problem isn't exclusively a tech one. Stossel points out how the ways that content is created, including negative headlines and clickbait tactics, can also fit into this type of persuasion. The problem is that it's everything, he says. It's all of the life that we live in. Life has become an attention economy, Stossel explains. Everybody wants to grab as much of our attention as possible. I was designing notification structures to help take you out of your world and bring you into mine. Stossel argues that users are not the customers of technology, but the products. Our attention is the thing being sold. We use lots of platforms for free, he says, but advertisers pay the platforms money to get our attention while we're on there. We're not the ones paying, so the things that matter to us go second to what matters to advertisers, says Stossel. Success in the tech world is often measured using the metric of time spent, that is, how long we spend using an app, streaming a service, or browsing a website. An example is the way videos autoplay on certain platforms. This keeps more people online for longer. But, Stossel says, that doesn't mean that they actually want to stay online for longer. Stossel believes that this constant demand for our attention is making us lose focus on the things that are really important. In the days following my conversation with Stossel, I notice how often I get sucked into aimlessly moving through the Instagram stories of people I don't even know. What starts as a mindless scroll through my Facebook feed before bed can easily escalate into huge periods of wasted time. I can certainly see the merit of what Time Well Spent is campaigning for. but the sheer scale of change needed leaves me wondering if their fight might be impossibly idealistic. It is absolutely possible, Stossel counters. The challenge is getting consumers to demand it. He believes technology will manipulate our attention in ever more effective ways. The future will be so good at this. That's why we need to demand this change now. Until that change comes, Time Well Spent co-founder Harris adheres to certain lifestyle changes the movement has designed for living better in the attention economy. He's turned off almost all notifications on his phone and has customized the vibration for text messages. Now, he can feel the difference between an automated alert and a human's. He's made the first screen of his phone almost empty, with only functional apps like Uber and Google Maps. He can't get sucked into spending hours on these. He's put any apps he's inclined to waste time on, or any apps with colorful, attention-grabbing icons, inside folders on the second page of his phone. To open an app, he types its name into the phone's search bar, which reduces impulsive clicks. He also has a sticky note on his laptop. What does it say? Do not open without intention.